I've always had the goal to make a change in this world, a change that would truly help people. I have the core belief that everyone has something to offer to the world, and everyone only deserves kindness. From this, I looked around, and I kept getting drawn to politics. As a society, I never understood why we were all so split, and yet we are all so similar. Politics is a perfect way to start to mend this crack that splits a world of similar people apart. Looking at this surface level, we have two main political parties, Democrat and Republican. I bet a lot of you around here identify yourselves into one of these groups, but I'm confident in saying most of you do not understand the ins and outs of each of these parties, and only just pick a side based on a singular belief or just to be part of something. This is where we run into a problem. We have a society of people putting themselves into groups without fully understanding their own values first. This on its own creates a country of division. We live in a democracy. There are aspects of this are beneficial. It gives people an outlet to support what they believe in and to feel represented. However, our form of democracy has put people into groups, creating polarization. Polarization is the divergence of political attitudes away from the center, towards ideological extremes. Because of this, our country is headed towards destruction if we do not lessen this pointless divide. Has anyone heard of something called default? Hitting default means our country runs out of money. We will reach the debt ceiling, stopping us from borrowing money. If we hit default, it will send our country into a massive recession. Millions will lose their jobs, and it will cause a global crisis. We have 3 weeks to come up with a solution. The scary thing is that this recession would destroy the US economy and in turn cause irreversible damage to every US citizen. There are many solutions proposed that would stop this, but one man stands in the way, Speaker Kevin McCarthy. McCarthy doesn't want the United States to go default, just as other people don't. But in order to do so, he would have to support the Democratic side, and his fellow Republicans would come together and vote for him to lose his position. The sad thing is that all these people don't want our country to hit default, but all of them are so focused on maintaining their status as Democrat and Republican that it blinds them from making the right decision. The country is so divided that it would rather cause a global crisis than work and listen to each other. Every day we are exposed to the mantra that you have to pick a side. Parents imprint this onto their children. The idea that because someone doesn't belong to a certain group, you can't even have a conversation with them. That because a certain group of people support a certain person, then it makes them inherently stupid. I hear this from my own parents. They will say, "Those Trumpies." Every single time I challenge this statement. I ask them, why do you assume someone's character and person is inherently evil because they don't share the same beliefs as you? You are only hurting yourself and worsening the divide between people. When you separate yourself from a group that sizes themselves in the millions, you lose the combined brilliance of a million human minds. Why would you ever do that to yourself? People must first recognize that everyone is human and each and every person is shaped by their experiences. And not one person is truly against you, and everyone wants their best version of the world. This one fact gives us hope for a better future. Here's one way to stop this pointless divide. It may sound cliche, but it is communication. We must change the discussion between who is right and wrong to one of understanding, and one that works to create a world that is best for all, not only one group. We must work to create a true open form of genuine conversation. People must learn to listen to each other, because when people open their ears, they will finally understand that we are all working for the same thing, and that is the development and success of this world. This super complex world will become a lot simpler when everyone is working together. Imagine 8 billion people working as one. I would sacrifice anything to live in that reality. I know it sounds simple, but to save the world, you must first open your ears and work with the person that you believe is against you. Thank you.